Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. I hope you're having a wonderful, safe, and warm holiday season this year. It's a wonderful time of year, isn't it? On today's program, we would like to talk about milk thistle, one of our most effective herbs at our disposal. That's our program for today. First, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Long-term proton pump inhibitor use may promote chronic liver disease. Researchers from the University of California, San Diego used evidence from animal and human studies to find the long-term use of PPIs such as Nexium or Prilosec causes a change in intestinal bacteria that promotes liver inflammation. This inflammation then increases the risk of alcohol-induced liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and non-alcohol steatohepatitis. The study was published by Nature Communications. Related research published by the British Medical Journal finds long-term use of PPIs doubles the risk of developing stomach cancer. 10% of all Americans use over-the-counter proton pump inhibitors at a cost of some $11 billion a year. Folks, over the years, we've reported at least 8 studies that reveal the long-term use of the proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs as they are called. Their long-term use is associated with disturbing side effects and adverse reactions. These new studies find PPIs alter the intestinal bacteria, promoting the growth of enterococcus bacteria, which migrate to the liver and promote liver inflammation. This inflammation, in turn, promotes the development of alcoholic liver disease, fatty liver infiltration, and fatty liver-induced inflammation. All 3 of these conditions can progress on to cirrhosis of the liver if not addressed early. Now, the second study finds when PPIs are used to help treat the stomach infection caused by H. pylori, and their use is continued long-term after triple therapy is complete, there is a doubling of the risk of stomach cancer. Previously described PPI adverse reactions include magnesium and vitamin B12 deficiencies, osteoporosis and bone fractures, C. difficile infections, headaches and abdominal pain, small bowel bacterial overgrowth, anxiety and depression, muscle damage, and more and more and more. These side effects are truly problematic because these drugs work exceptionally well, and people often want to take them long-term for their stomach pain. The side effect profile of medications is typically at the perusal of physicians. However, these PPIs can be obtained over the counter without a prescription, so anyone can buy these drugs and stay on them for years, opening the door to any of these unfortunate side effects. But fortunately, we do have alternatives to these PPIs. Taking frequent short walks throughout the day promotes weight loss better than one long daily walk. Researchers from Stony Brook University used data from animal and human studies to make the discovery. Related research from McMaster's University finds 30 minutes of virtually any type of physical activity daily reduces the risk of death by about 30%. From the University of Copenhagen, researchers find riding a bike to work is just as effective as leisure time exercise in promoting weight loss and good health. And finally, from the American Osteopathic Association, researchers find exercising in a group is much more effective in reducing stress than exercising alone. Researchers estimate up to 70% of all Americans do not exercise regularly. Folks, over the years, we have brought you well over 100 different studies that confirm exercise is an essential component of a healthy lifestyle. Here we have 4 more that help us to understand you don't need to run marathons or join a gym and spend 2 hours a day there to benefit from exercise. As little as 30 minutes of just walking around the house doing routine chores benefits us. We also learned taking frequent short walks throughout the day actually promotes weight loss better than if we were to exercise all in one long walk. And I feel very strongly that continued gentle reminders help us to remember the importance of exercise and keep it at the forefront. Many people say they hate to exercise, and I understand that. For you, find an activity that involves movement that is not thought of as exercise. Say, for example, going to a flea market on the weekend, or shopping at the mall, or volunteering for a charity. Just anything that gets you up and moving. It really is that important, even if it hurts a little. Well, today on Your Health, we'd like to discuss one of the most important herbs we talk about, milk thistle. Stay tuned to learn more.
I'm Cindy Becker.
And I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Are you thinking about your health as we approach a new year? Well, many of us do, even though our health is important every day of the year.
If you have a wellness plan in mind, December's a month with special holiday prices. Plus, shipping within the continental U.S. is free for all orders over $50.
We'd like to thank you for your continued support. It's because of you that we are able to provide this great educational service.
So call us today to restock your supplements for the coming year and tell a friend about the savings, or order online at bioinnovations.net for the best prices of the season.
We hope the new year brings you happiness and better health for your entire family. Merry Christmas.
And a happy, healthy new year. I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. We all have said, I need to get some exercise, but how many of us put on our walking shoes and go? Learning a little more about the health benefits of exercise may help you get motivated to lace up those walking shoes. Exercise helps to control our appetite and weight. It maintains strong muscles. It promotes the release of endorphins that counter depression while helping us feel good about our lives. Exercise helps to lower blood glucose, promotes a strong circulatory system, and controls cholesterol. Exercise even helps us get a good night's sleep. Recent research finds dog owners who regularly walk their pet are 34% more likely to achieve fitness goals. You can get all of these health benefits by walking 30 minutes 4 times a week, just 30 minutes a day. Start today, and you'll start to get all those benefits. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Have you heard of cordyceps sinensis, the medicinal mushroom that supports metabolic processes for stimulant-free energy? This remarkable mushroom also supports the immune and respiratory systems, as well as the heart and lungs.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients, Cordyceps sinensis.
Medicinal mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems. And Cordyceps sinensis is among the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available today, making it your choice for stimulant-free natural energy.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the auto ship program for additional savings. We're back. Happy holidays, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic Christmas season. Well, today's show is going to be quite a good one. We're going to talk about how you can support your liver naturally with milk thistle. This is just fantastic. Richard, every time we look at the milk thistle subject, when we start studying about the liver, we see so much evidence out there that milk thistle is just amazing.
It is amazing, and it's been used for centuries to help people with their liver conditions. You know, if we were to do a poll of 100 Americans, I think you'd find that very few people really know what the liver does for us. Many would say, well, it's involved in metabolism, maybe your digestion, and that's true. But it is a remarkable organ. Think of it as our little chemical factory for our body. And when our chemistry is not right, we don't live a healthy life. And anything that affects the function of our liver, it's going to affect how you feel and the disease burden you carry. You know, we've all heard about alcoholic liver cirrhosis. That's probably the most common health condition that affects the liver that everyone's heard about is alcoholic cirrhosis. That is serious business, 12 times the risk of death from any cause, 12th leading cause of death. In America, fortunately, it only affects 10 to 20% of all heavy drinkers. There are some 30 million Americans with liver disease in general. The next leading category of liver disease, infectious hepatitis. we've all heard of that. Hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Who knows how far they'll go through the alphabet before they finally have this all described. But infectious hepatitis. 1/3 of the population has had infectious hepatitis A. That one doesn't usually make us sick for very long. It can make you profoundly sick, but it does not tend to cause long-term complications. Hepatitis B and C can make you very sick, both of them, and it can lead to long-term liver conditions. There are 60,000 new cases of hepatitis B every year. 4 million have hepatitis C in the United States, and most do not know they have it. Most do not know they have it. 600,000 with hepatitis C in California alone. 50% of the prison population has hepatitis C, and 50% develop chronic active liver disease, when 10% is typical in the prison population. There is a call out to make the public more aware of hepatitis C because there are new treatments available for hepatitis C, and they want to, of course, take advantage of that. And, you know, hepatitis C is the kind of thing that you may not be aware you have it. You may experience mild symptoms, tired, run down a little bit. Well, I'm just getting older, and just write it off. Well, underneath all of those minor little problems is hepatitis C that is getting worse and worse and worse, and eventually it can lead to liver transplant, liver failure, and by the way, hepatitis C is the #1 reason to have your liver transplanted. Having hepatitis C increases your death risk by over 100% over the next 10 years. So there are remedies, there are treatments now that are much more effective than just 10 years ago. Next, things that affect our liver. Reasons why you might need milk thistle. Obesity and diabetes. Folks, did you know just gaining weight stresses your liver? Fat can infiltrate the liver, and when this happens, it becomes inflamed, and this can lead to cirrhosis. That's not the usual endpoint of just gaining weight, is it? But it can happen. It's been known to happen. Obesity and diabetes, that's the new great threat to our liver health. 70% of sedentary obese have fatty liver disease. I read a study not too long ago. If you are overweight and you hate to exercise, you're a true couch potato, 70% of you will have a fatty liver. And all that person needed to do to eliminate it and still stay obese, not lose a pound of weight, was to get up and walk for 20 minutes every day. The fatty liver goes away with just that little of exercise. So, diabetes, weight gain, both put stress on the liver, can turn to fatty infiltration of the liver, which inflames the liver and can lead to serious long-term health complications. Elevated cholesterol and a high-fat diet. Now, this is not your 220 cholesterol. Some people run at 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 cholesterol. That's hard on the liver. It has to process all of that. That's the familial pattern of hypercholesterolemia. Not your, I had a steak last week yesterday and my cholesterol's a little high. That's not what I'm talking about. It's a familiar pattern of extremely high cholesterol levels. That's stressful on the liver. Hemochromatosis, iron overload, polycythemia, anything that allows our body to accumulate too much iron. It's like cars in the Rust Belt, you know, where they salt the road. That salt leads to damage to the cars. Iron, too much iron in our bodies, it salts our body. In effect, it rusts our body. In effect. So having a high iron level is hard on the liver. Autoimmune disease, where our immune system is turned against the liver and begins to attack it. That's a very serious problem. One of the more common ones we see nowadays is celiac disease. When we continue to eat gluten with celiac disease, gluten sensitivity, it is not unusual for that patient to develop cirrhosis of the liver. If they stop the gluten, that risk is aborted. That doesn't happen. And you might even be able to reverse some of the cirrhosis. But, you know, cirrhosis is serious business. We really don't talk of it as being able to reverse it. We talk about it as controlling it and slowing it down. Bile processing disease. This is more common than you think. Have you had a gallstone? You're having trouble processing your bile properly. Gallstones are bile salts that precipitate where form a rock, where they should not form a rock, where they should stay liquid and pass on through and act as a digestive juice that bile is. Another reason why you may need milk thistle. Vascular injury and trauma, penetrating trauma to the liver, can set you up for problems down the road. Liver cancer, both primary and metastatic. Intestinal dysbiosis, this one's coming more and more to light. As the bowel flora changes, it can create a profound stress on the liver. Remember, all the blood from the digestive part of the intestinal tract, which is the lower esophagus all the way to the rectum, all the blood that leaves that structure, some 20, 25 feet of tubing, goes directly to the liver. If your bowel flora is off, if the bacteria is compromised, it stresses the liver. It inflames the liver. On the other hand, vice versa, if we have primary liver disease, it eventually turns the bowel flora against you, creating even more stress on the liver. So it goes both ways. Dysbiosis can lead to liver disease can lead to dysbiosis. And it is the wise physician and patient alike who addresses dysbiosis concerns with any form of liver disease. Poor nutrition, chemical pollution, nutrient deficiency states, MSG, hydrolyzed vegetable protein, spices, natural flavorings, aspartame, sucralose, all these things stress the liver. Preservatives, food additives, perfumes, colognes, cleaning agents, pollutions. And you know the world's a polluted place. This is one of our primary jobs of the liver, is to detoxify our metabolic system. And if we have high loads of pollution, and we all do now in this world, some higher than others, it is stressful to the liver. But what about medications, things, foreign substances that we ingest with intent into our body? Well, our liver processes most of these. The kidney is the other organ that does most of that, but liver is still primary. The number one cause of acute liver failure is acetaminophen or brand name Tylenol overdose, whether it's intentional or accidental. Number one reason for acute liver failure is acetaminophen overdose. But your aspirin and aspirin-like non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, they can inflame and harm the liver. Cholesterol-lowering agents, such as your statin drugs, they're hard on the liver too. Steroids, birth control pills, hormone replacement therapies, most medications are metabolized by the liver and can do you great stress. If we are in a healthy state, the occasional medicine, one medicine a day, two medicines a day, you know, modest amounts of medications, that's not a problem for the liver. It handles it no trouble. But how many Americans are on 6, 8, 12, 15 medicines a day? They're not in good health to begin with, or they wouldn't be taking the medicines, right? So it can greatly compound the liver's role in promoting good health. By the time our liver enzymes are elevated and the doctor does a blood test, I'm concerned your liver enzymes are up, well, the liver condition may be quite advanced. Early on, we look for signs of fatigue, poor digestion as clues that our liver is ailing. Now, when we return, let's talk about the holistic measures to get your liver back in proper order. We'll be right back.
I'm Cindy Becker.
And I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Are you thinking about your health as we approach a new year? Well, many of us do, even though our health is important every day of the year.
If you have a wellness plan in mind, December's a month with special holiday prices. Plus, shipping within the continental U.S. is free for all orders over $50.
We'd like to thank you for your continued support. It's because of you that we are able to provide this great educational service.
So call us today to restock your supplements for the coming year and tell a friend about the savings, or order online at bioinnovations.net for the best prices of the season.
We hope the new year brings you happiness and better health for your entire family. Merry Christmas.
And a happy, healthy new year.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. If you have an irresistible urge to move when you're falling asleep, you may have restless leg syndrome. This is a puzzling but common condition. It causes you to feel odd sensations relieved only by moving your legs. You wake up often and usually suffer from insomnia. Different medical conditions cause restless leg syndrome, such as iron deficiency, magnesium deficiency, varicose veins, pregnancy, fibromyalgia, peripheral neuropathy, Parkinson's disease, or a side effect of taking antidepressants or antihistamines. Supplementing your diet with vitamin C, E, D, and magnesium may be helpful. If you are iron deficient, take iron only if a doctor tells you to do so. If you can correct the underlying cause, you can quiet your legs and sleep through the night. For your health at a glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Every day, about 200 million Americans do not get enough of a key essential mineral.
That mineral is magnesium. The typical American diet does not supply enough.
And magnesium is so important. It protects bones and helps more than 300 different enzymes in the human body perform efficiently.
That's why Bioinnovations offers chelated magnesium capsules for oral use and topical magnesium gel to be applied to the skin. That's 2 forms of magnesium to meet your daily needs.
Scientific evidence points to chelation as the best method of vitamin and mineral formulation.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health.
Because chances are you are one of the 200 million Americans who need more magnesium every day.
Again, that number is 888-442-2128. Call today. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. We're back, everyone, having a great discussion on how you can help support your liver with milk thistle. Richard, this one is really great. So now we're going to get down to the basics of how we can support that liver holistically.
The first thing I want to say, if you've been diagnosed with active liver disease, it's imperative that you work closely with your doctor because liver disease is serious business. You cannot live without your liver. It's not going to happen. And the thing is, with liver disease, it usually takes quite a while to end in demise. And so you're going to suffer a long time, but there are absolutely steps we can do to make your life much better. So it's imperative that you have a close working relationship with the doctor you trust. And you know, if you meet your doctor and the Holy Spirit tells you, this person, this woman is not right for me, you need to pay attention to that. Interview another doctor. You'll find one that you feel comfortable with, that understands your concerns. That's how we work together for better health. So work closely with your doctor if you have liver disease. It's serious business. Next, stop all alcohol. Even the alcohol contained in cough syrup and mouthwashes can aggravate liver disease. So that all needs to stop. If drug abuse is present, take the necessary steps, even if it's prescribed medicines that are difficult on your liver. We'll get to that in a minute. If drug abuse is present, take the necessary steps to stop. Review all your medications for liver toxicity. Ask your pharmacist to run the computer program to check for liver toxicity for your existing medicines. You might find that you get remarkably better quickly when you eliminate just one of your medicines, just one of them. Something to think about. Review your medicines for liver toxicity. Start exercising. Now, for you, the liver patient, that may be walking around your living room 3 times a day just to get your blood flowing. Or if you're in a little better shape and maybe you walk outdoors and you can actually experience a little nature with your exercise, but please start moving. We don't have time to go into all the details of it, but the blood flow and the metabolic changes that are induced by even modest exercise benefits the liver. Now, I know you don't feel like working hard and exercising and building up a sweat, but just put one foot in front of the other for as long as you possibly can. It's that important. If you are diabetic, bring your diabetes under control. And if you are borderline diabetic or you've gained weight and you may become diabetic, you're borderline, engage in a low sugar diet. High starch, high sugar diets greatly stress the liver, especially high fructose corn syrup. Our bodies can only metabolize small amounts of fructose without complications. When it is when we exceed that small level of fructose that our body can efficiently deal with, it ends up with fat deposits and inflammation of the liver. It's one of our great concerns with the high fructose craze that our country's in and has been in for the last 30 years. High fiber diet, rich in fruits and vegetables as you can tolerate. There's a point where you can't do high fiber diets with liver disease, but a high fiber diet rich in fruits and vegetables. Fiber binds bile. It helps to prevent liver sludge, which may end up with stones and inflammation of the biliary tree. It helps to lower our cholesterol, and it pulls toxins out of our system. Fiber is helpful. You know, if in liver disease and toxic load, which is what happens when you have liver disease, if you do not have enough fiber in your diet, the bile, which contains much of the metabolic byproducts of toxin elimination, the bile does not bind to the fiber. It gets reabsorbed, and you get to reprocess that toxic load again. One more time. Let's try it again. Maybe next time around I'll find some fiber I can attach to and be eliminated with. So let's leave it simply. Fiber helps to bind up the toxins that our bodies produce or our bodies help to eliminate from the environment, and it rids it from the body. As simply as I can think of it to say to you. Fiber helps in the liver patient. Organic foods, whenever possible, with no food additives, no flavor enhancers like MSG, food color, really minimize all that stuff. Your liver has to get rid of that. Why ingest it in the first place? Reduce your protein and high fructose corn syrup intake. With more advanced liver disease, we're really very compromised in how much protein we can ingest because the liver has to process that. Correct the intestinal dysbiosis and the constipation. Improve the bowel flow. Your whole system will improve when we do that. Drink more water, at least a half a gallon a day. And sauna and steam rooms, what we're trying to do is relieve some of the detoxification burden of the liver and put it on the skin. And that works to a degree. It can be very helpful, saunas and steam rooms. Next is our dietary supplements. And we want to talk about milk thistle. That's the big one. Nature has provided us an herb that achieves what modern medicine has failed to do because we really don't have any drugs that correct liver function. We have medicines that can be helpful, to be sure, but we have very few things that can cure liver conditions. The Latin name, Psyllabum marianum, is a flavonoid complex, antioxidant rich with multiple properties. Other names for milk thistle: Our Lady's thistle, Holy thistle, St. Mary's thistle. The marianum in Psyllabum marianum refers to St. Mary, the mother of Christ. That's quite an honor to call an herb. And this goes back thousands, hundreds, to almost 2,000 years of use. So, I mean, you've got to be pretty special to be named after the mother of Christ. Think about that for a minute. That is a profound implication. Ancient Roman physician Pliny the Elder, Dioscorides, and others have used milk thistle for digestion problems, snake bite, iron overload, toxic states, poisoning, etc. for many, many centuries. The German E Commission, which is the Western world's leading authority on herbal therapies, have given milk thistle the following indications. In the German system, the doctor can prescribe an herb and it's paid for through the medical system. That's how they do it there. And so it's in their interest to understand the herbs and the natural therapies. And they can use milk thistle for heartburn, reflux, GERD, indigestion. It can also be used for toxin-induced liver damage. This can be drug overdose. It can be alcohol poisoning, mushroom poisoning, mycotoxin exposure, or environmental poisons. In their system in Germany, cirrhosis from any cause, whether it's hepatitis C, from alcohol, poisoning of the liver, anything that may lead to cirrhosis, milk thistle can be used. Any condition that causes chronic inflammatory conditions of the liver. This would be hepatitis C, viral hepatitis, autoimmune diseases, anything that causes an inflammatory state, it's approved in the German system. Milk thistle seed extract contains 7 silymarin polyphenols. That is considered the active ingredients. Let's get into the science a little bit on milk thistle. Milk thistle empowers proper liver function and it prevents damage. Here's the summary of what milk thistle does. Milk thistle acts as a liver protectant. It protects and promotes protein synthesis. The liver makes some 13,000 different proteins, give or take, and it actually turns on the system so that the liver can do this more effectively and efficiently. It actually promotes protein synthesis. Now, these proteins are not just active in the liver. They are transported through the circulatory tree and they affect distant organs. This constant communication from liver to different organs. And milk thistle promotes that. That alone would be enough to recommend that we use milk thistle for a variety of conditions. But there is so much more, but we also have a break. So let's do this. When we return, let's return to our summary of the science on milk thistle. We'll be back.
I'm Cindy Becker.
And I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Are you thinking about your health as we approach a new year? Well, many of us do, even though our health is important every day of the year.
If you have a wellness plan in mind, December's a month with special holiday prices. Plus, shipping within the continental U.S. is free for all orders over $50.
We'd like to thank you for your continued support. It's because of you that we are able to provide this great educational service.
So call us today to restock your supplements for the coming year and tell a friend about the savings, or order online at bioinnovations.net for the best prices of the season.
We hope the new year brings you happiness and better health for your entire family. Merry Christmas.
And a happy, healthy new year.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Do you have a family history of a certain disease? Scientists are discovering that our genetic code plays a smaller role than previously believed. Only about 20% of disease is tied to our innate genetic code. So what determines the other 80%? The answer may lie in the emerging field of epigenetics. What is it? Epigenetics is a group of changing factors responsible for both how our genes are read and how they are then applied throughout the rest of the body. And this may explain why identical twins with identical genes can have different health problems. Researchers believe two of the main factors in epigenetics are nutrition and environmental exposure to toxins. So eat a healthy diet, reduce toxin exposure, and you may improve your own epigenetics. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
Do you believe that nature holds the answer to your health needs? Are you looking for a supplement that's simple and pure, yet really works?
If you're looking for nature's answer to better health, look to Aloha Noni Juice. It's pure and fresh, just like nature intended. Aloha Noni Juice is brought to you direct from the islands of Polynesia.
Aloha Noni Juice is 100% pure with no added sugar or sweet fruit fillers. It's the perfect addition to your low-sugar diet.
Aloha Noni Juice drinkers will tell you their vitality, energy, and sense of well-being have improved, along with relief from many painful conditions. Made by nature, proven by science, Aloha Noni Juice contains only nature's best.
And now you can enjoy the benefits of our new 100% certified organic Noni Juice. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. We're back, everyone, talking about how milk thistle can help you support a healthy liver. We all want a healthy liver, don't we? Especially at the holidays when we might tend to eat a little bit too much of a good thing, meaning a sweet thing. Anyway, I've got to let you know about a fantastic sale that's going on. It's holiday savings time at BioInnovations. Best prices of the season and free shipping on your orders over $50 in the mainland USA, so you don't want to miss that one. So, Richard, we're going through the science now.
Yes.
On milk thistle.
Yes. We said that milk thistle promotes protein synthesis by the liver, all those 13,000 different proteins that do wondrous things throughout the body. Milk thistle stimulates gene-directed liver cell repair. It helps the liver to repair itself. And they've been able to prove it actually closes the liver cell pore, preventing more toxins from coming in and preventing further liver damage from these toxins. Milk thistle activates liver cell replication. You know, the liver is a highly active organ, and it's constantly replacing itself. And one of the features of liver disease is that ability to replace itself is compromised. Liver is a unique organ. If you remove up to 3/4 of the liver, remove it, take it out of the body. If you come back in 6 months to a year, that liver will be completely restored all by itself. Only if the liver replication process is intact, and milk thistle helps you do that. Isn't that amazing? It's the only organ in a human, or finger or appendage, anything that will replace itself. Nothing else in us. We're not salamanders. But our liver is like that. Isn't that amazing? Milk thistle helps that process. Activates initiates liver phase 1 modification or detoxification. This is part of our body's ability to get rid of toxins. Now, a toxin is foreign to us, right? It's not part of our bodies. Our body doesn't recognize it. But the body says, if you will, let me use this example. The body says, you're a foreign molecule, so I'm going to tag you, I'm going to modify you so that I can recognize you, and my body's enzymes can pick you apart and eliminate you. This is phase 1 modification or detoxification. And milk thistle initiates that. It makes it more effective. Pretty cool, isn't it? You know, our scientists, where would we be without them? They've explained so much, and it's so helpful. It's sad that so much of this is just lost just in favor of drug therapies, isn't it? Sad. What else does milk thistle do? It acts as an anti-carcinogen and inhibits cyclin-dependent kinase and the arrest of cancer cell growth. Milk thistle helps the cancer patient, not only negate chemotherapy and radiation side effects, but it makes your cancer therapies more effective, and it helps the body fight cancer more effectively. It supports glutathione production, one of our natural antioxidant systems. Counters liver disease immune suppression. It modulates the immune response in liver disease. The liver is an immune organ. It's like a big lymph node. It has that ability. Did you know it can also make blood cells if it needs to? If you're in massive trauma and you lose most of your blood and your liver will start to make red blood cells. See, it's a complex organ. We can't live without it. It just fascinates me, the liver does. Milk thistle is a powerful antioxidant. It is virtually serious side effect free, non-toxic, even to pregnant and lactating mothers. That's one of its first uses, was to promote lactation in an expectant mother, so baby could have a viable food source. It has minimal potential for drug interactions. You won't find any on the internet or your sources for looking for drug interactions. I suppose it could happen, but I couldn't find any. If you find one, let me know. I'd love to know, because we want everybody to know the truth about these things. These unique and special features make milk thistle useful in a wide variety of health conditions, including diseases of the liver. Its systemic effects help us with lungs, brain, and nervous system. Chelation of heavy metals, including iron overload, a wide variety of cancers, helpful there. Diabetes, cholesterol, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, sepsis, burns, and more and more. And much of this is through those 13,000 proteins that the liver makes that affects distant tissues. Let's get right into some of our double-blind studies. Double-blind, alcohol cirrhosis. Milk thistle significantly lowers liver enzyme levels, with the majority turning to normal. This is profound. Milk thistle helps cirrhosis. The majority of studies that milk thistle did not help cirrhosis, they didn't give enough, and they didn't take it long enough. Okay? Milk thistle, fatty liver, and there have been dozens upon dozens of studies now with milk thistle. I don't have to cite the reference anymore. There's so much of it, it's accepted as fact. Next, milk thistle fights fatty liver disease. Multiple studies have shown milk thistle's benefits for the control of diabetic insulin resistance and the prevention of fatty liver disease. Type 2 diabetics, 200 milligrams 3 times a day decreases long-term blood glucose, hemoglobin A1C, fasting blood glucose, total cholesterol, LDL, triglycerides, and liver enzymes. This has been repeated again dozens of times. Milk thistle helps the diabetic. Milk thistle effective against hepatitis. Milk thistle inhibits hepatitis C virus, lowers the viral load in hepatitis C, lowers liver enzymes, and improves quality of life. 67 chronic hepatitis and bile duct inflammation patients after 3 months of milk thistle therapy, biopsy showed significant improvement of liver histology. The cells, you could see the cells were healthier. That's all that means. Double-blind study, acute viral hepatitis. Those who took the milk thistle showed quicker return to normal lab values. They had less jaundice and their quality of life improved faster. That's acute hepatitis, like hepatitis A. Infectious hepatitis, very common, that disease. So dozens and dozens of cases. Remember back in the day? Oh, hepatitis patient, everybody put on their mask and go, no, because nobody wants it. That's bad news. Multiple studies, milk thistle makes interferon therapy more beneficial for hepatitis C. Let's do this when we return. Let's talk about milk thistle's role in other diseases besides those focusing on the liver. We'll have that when we return.
I'm Cindy Becker.
And I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Are you thinking about your health as we approach a new year? Well, many of us do, even though our health is important every day of the year.
If you have a wellness plan in mind, December's a month with special holiday prices. Plus, shipping within the continental U.S. is free for all orders over $50.
We'd like to thank you for your continued support. It's because of you that we are able to provide this great educational service.
So call us today to restock your supplements for the coming year and tell a friend about the savings, or order online at bioinnovations.net for the best prices of the season.
We hope the new year brings you happiness and better health for your entire family. Merry Christmas.
And a happy, healthy new year. Is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. When we struggle with disease and painful health conditions, we can become overwhelmed with negative thoughts. We may even develop depression. The Apostle Paul offered guidelines to help us preserve a positive attitude during times of trouble. He wrote in Philippians 4, verse 8, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." Thinking positive thoughts is the first step toward overcoming worry, even depression. Proverbs 17, verse 22 reminds us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Remember these words of wisdom as you face your health challenges. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
Just a little reminder, everyone, it is holiday savings time at BioInnovations, and what a savings time we are having. Best prices of the season and free shipping on your order over $50 in the mainland USA, so this is a great time to get what you need for healthy holidays. So, Richard, milk thistle,
Yes.
there's just more and more studies that show the
Yes.
amazing properties of this little herb.
Yes, we've known of milk thistle's benefit for liver and liver disease for many, many centuries now. Hepatitis, cirrhosis, fatty infiltration of the liver, poisonings that affect the liver. But milk thistle also helps other conditions. We have a growing bank of knowledge now that shows milk thistle promotes nerve cell repair. Nerve cell, brain cell, central nervous system, and peripheral nervous system repair, protecting from the neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's, Lou Gehrig's, and Alzheimer's disease. I do want to make the comment that none of these conditions, milk thistle does not have an FDA-approved approval for any of these conditions in this country. We were talking about Germany. They have it there, but we don't have that here. It's up to us to learn this, and that's okay. We can learn it. I'm very willing and eager to help everyone who wants to know more about milk thistle learn what it can do. Next, milk thistle inhibits amyloid beta deposit and cohesions in the brain. What this is also related to your neurodegenerative diseases, but particularly Alzheimer's disease. Milk thistle helps to slow that process down. And if we were in a pattern of using milk thistle periodically throughout our lives, I think you would see our risk of Alzheimer's reduced dramatically. Because Alzheimer's disease is really the consequence of a genetic susceptibility in a small minority. But the vast majority is environmental insults that are overwhelming. And milk thistle's ability to help us detox is going to protect you from a lot of these conditions. So it's helpful in the prevention and the management of Alzheimer's disease. Milk thistle is an excellent chelator of iron. If you have iron overload, please get on a little milk thistle. Protect that liver. You're not going to get far without your liver. Protect it. Milk thistle protects the pancreas from pancreatitis. Multiple studies. Antioxidants, milk thistle would be your antioxidant, grapeseed extract, curcumin, any of your antioxidants that we talk about frequently, help to protect from severe pancreatitis attacks and the frequency and the amount of pain you have. If you have pancreatitis, get on a program of antioxidants. Laboratory-induced inflammation, nerve damage, and stroke. Less damage in laboratory animals if they were on milk thistle prior to the induced stroke. Cancer. Milk thistle helps our bodies fight cancer by 15 or more mechanisms. 15 or more mechanisms. Milk thistle can be helpful in cancers of the prostate, breast, cervix, lung, colon, skin, the various leukemias. It helps to inhibit the spread and invasion of carcinomas. The World Journal of Gastroenterology. The combination of milk thistle, flaxseed oil, and oat fiber induces apoptosis in colonic adenomas or polyps. Let's say the doctor's done the colonoscopy. Oh, we have 5 polyps. I'm concerned. I can't catch them all. One of these may go on to cause colon cancer. Isn't there anything I can do, doctor? Yeah, you can come back every year and have a colonoscopy. Yeah, you can do that. But you can take milk thistle, flaxseed oil, and have oatmeal for breakfast every day. Now you're doing some preventive care. Did you get that? Help to reduce your risk of colon cancer with milk thistle. Isn't that amazing? Now that's powerful, folks. Powerful, powerful. What else? Milk thistle, when combined with selenium, milk thistle and selenium inhibits the metastasis of prostate cancer. And it's a powerful protectant from the spread. If we can keep that cancer in the prostate, we're going to make more progress with it. Once it's spread, disseminated, metastasized prostate cancer, you don't want nothing to do with that, men. Trust me on that one. Helpful in reducing the toxic side effects of a variety of chemotherapy agents and the side effects of radiation therapy. It's one of our go-to herbs for people in chemotherapy and radiation therapy. Protects the skin from damaging ultraviolet radiation that may lead to skin cancer. Taking it systemically, orally, protects the skin through a systemic effect. It's our internal sunscreens. Think of it that way. University of Colorado, the American Association for Cancer Research, oral milk thistle stops colorectal cancer stem cells from growing into tumors. 15 different mechanisms of how it does it. Milk thistle used in test tube, animal, and human cell studies inhibits pituitary tumors that make hormones. You know, this is a real problem because they go in surgically and try to trim off those little microadenomas of the pituitary in the brain to prevent the hormones from going crazy, right? If you've had this, you know what I'm talking about. But if they take too much tissue, you can't make many hormones at all, and then you have a worse problem. You follow me? So if you've had this, please get on milk thistle because they've been able to prove you're much less likely going back in for a second and third time of trimming those tumors off. Was that worth the effort to know that? Maybe you have a loved one with that problem. It is for them. It is for them. Cardiovascular disease, milk thistle helps to prevent the oxidation and inflammation of the plaques in our arteries. See, everyone has plaques. Even 18-year-olds have plaques. But if they become inflamed and dislodged, that's where we have a heart attack or a stroke, and milk thistle helps to prevent that inflammation. Milk thistle decreases hemoglobin A1C. We mentioned that. A little bit of iron and hemochromatosis. World Journal of Gastroenterology, review of literature. Milk thistle has no drug interaction. It's a big review study of all the available information. Milk thistle has no drug interactions, no strong side effects. Oh, maybe a little queasy if you take too much. It is a powerful antioxidant, strong anti-fibrotic, and it improves metabolism in diabetes. When we return, let's talk about who should consider taking milk thistle and how to take it. We'll be back.
I'm Cindy Becker.
And I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Are you thinking about your health as we approach a new year? Well, many of us do, even though our health is important every day of the year.
If you have a wellness plan in mind, December's a month with special holiday prices. Plus, shipping within the continental U.S. is free for all orders over $50.
We'd like to thank you for your continued support. It's because of you that we are able to provide this great educational service.
So call us today to restock your supplements for the coming year and tell a friend about the savings, or order online at bioinnovations.net for the best prices of the season.
We hope the new year brings you happiness and better health for your entire family. Merry Christmas.
And a happy, healthy new year.
I'm Dr. Becker with Your Health at a Glance. Have you or someone you love recently been diagnosed with cancer? It is projected by the year 2020, some 18 million Americans will be cancer survivors. The main reason for this upward trend is our treatments for cancer are better than ever. Our cancer medicines are much improved, and we know more about how cancer works. In addition, holistic principles of cancer care are becoming standard of care treatment. Plus, research centers are discovering natural substances with true benefits for the cancer patient. This is an age of wonder, as we can incorporate both mainstream medicine and the fields of complementary and anti-aging medicine into your plan to beat cancer. I'm a cancer survivor who's here to tell you that you have more tools than ever in your battle with cancer. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker.
Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastrodefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128. Your Health is brought to you by Bioinnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being. We're back. Just a quick reminder about its savings time at Bioinnovations. I don't want you to miss that one. So, Richard, let's talk about who should consider taking milk thistle as a supplement.
Good question. If you struggle with indigestion, heartburn, GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, peptic ulcer disease, chronic fatigue, depression, these are the symptoms you get when your liver is dysfunctional. Most Americans would take a proton pump inhibitor and think everything's fine with those symptoms. Not so. Not so. Always try to understand why you have heartburn. Please. It's in your interest to do that. If you require multiple medications or have had any toxic exposure to poisons, accidental overdoses, or environmental hazards, if you eat the wrong kind of mushroom in the forest and can get in and get some milk thistle in your body within 24 hours, you're 50% less likely to die. Just from milk thistle. That's why this is considered a holy herb. Chemotherapy for cancer patients. If you work in a toxic environment like in the plastics industry, maybe you're a chemistry professor and you're in the lab all the time, or in a hospital lab where there are chemicals. If you're in that environment, you should consider milk thistle. Mold exposure, that's everywhere. Some places terribly bad. You live in a polluted city, and all cities are polluted. If nothing else. Liver disease due to diabetes, diabetic cirrhosis, hepatitis, any of the types, or alcoholic cirrhosis or obesity, please consider milk thistle. Do you have a high cholesterol level, and are you taking a statin or a cholesterol-lowering drug? Consider milk thistle. Hereditary hemochromatosis, acquired hemocyte iron overload. Milk thistle. Intestinal dysbiosis or candidiasis, milk thistle. Anyone who has either had or has been on a high-fat, fast food, processed, chemically enhanced diet, please consider milk thistle. Any type of neurologic disease, please think milk thistle. Or if you just want to detox, which is a really smart idea to do, but do it wisely. Now, I see products that have 15 different vitamins, 15 different herbs, and it has 10 milligrams of milk thistle, and it's advertised with milk thistle. No, it doesn't have milk thistle. That's not enough milk thistle. How do you take milk thistle? Well, 200 milligram capsules of standardized, extracted, enhanced silymarin content milk thistle. 2 to 4 capsules a day. Now, if you're going to be on milk thistle longer term, you don't have to split that dose morning and evening. Our bodies get used to 1 time a day dose, and it levels out over time. So 2 to 4 capsules a day, depending on your need. That is a very typical dose. Now, if you have Amanita poisoning, the bad type of mushroom, you would want to take more to start, and you'd probably want to do it IV in an acute setting. But for those of us in this scenario, 2 to 4 capsules a day, stay with it and practice the other holistic complementary measures to improve the dysbiosis, to provide the body with all the vitamins and proteins and various vitamin D. It's all very important to get the most out of your herbal therapies. But milk thistle, it's a classic, folks. It can make a huge difference. It can even be life-saving. Thank you for your kind attention today. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We love you all. We'll see you here tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Your Health. Bye-bye.
I used to watch professional wrestling as a youngster. One character, Mr. Perfect, always looked healthy and seemed to do everything right. Did you know perfectionistic tendencies may ruin your health? Negative stress triggers heart disease, IBS, and insomnia. So combat stress by meditating on things that are good, especially God's Word. It's not crazy, just healthy.
I'm Laura Harris-Smith, and you know our nation's so divided right now over the election and its legal aftermaths. But God is speaking, and I want you to see weekly, all in one place, the agreement between the pastors, prophets, apostles, and even TV hosts like me saying it ain't over. So whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or a Whig, don't miss an episode of The Three this season, because it's going to be your